Oh, there we go. Forget to do that. And welcome. We've got 3 minutes before we go live. Well, we are live, but we've got 3 minutes before we start. So that's, I'm just going to share in the usual places. Tonight we're doing an activity, well, for tomorrow, again, it's all ages. So this is aimed at the grown-ups and the older siblings that want to help the younger siblings. So just to let you know what to expect tomorrow, what to get ready for tomorrow. And I seem to have a problem doing and talking at the same time. So let's get this shared. That's on the Bubbly Maths Facebook page. Please do like and share the Bubbly Maths Facebook page if you like what's on there. Not so much at the moment, it's just the lives going on there at the moment. So that's Cable Car, Monday night, Monday PM prep, and that's going on the Bubbly Maths. Hello, we've got some people. I can't see who you are unless you actually comment or send some love. So please do send some love. Now, that's on there. That's on there. That's on the group already. So if I refresh this, talking while I thinking and talking, talking and thinking all at the same time. And then this one, I should be able to, as myself, start a watch party. And I've got to remember to actually start the watch party. That's something I've been forgetting to do. I don't want to be in a group. I want to be on my profile, on my timeline, and I'll just leave it at that. Start. Aha. 7:59. Yes. Getting better at this. Hi, Anne, if you're there. It's good to see you. And so I did see Anne's there. Don't know who else may or may not be there. Let me just do a quick refresh on this one. So that, there we go. We've got that one there. Got this one centered on this page, if we're lucky. And there we go. Got 3 viewers. Hello, welcome. Please do give us some love, comment, ask questions so I know you're there. Hello. Oh my goodness, this one isn't the ideal one for Leo, but I'm just going to tell you, hello Mark. So I'm just going to tell you what we're going to be doing. So tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, that is in 13 hours time, we're doing what looks quite complicated. This activity is for the older learners. Now, what we're doing tomorrow is an activity. So as usual, we're going to do all different levels. We're going to start with low. It's low threshold, high ceiling. So the activities we're going to do, what we need you to prepare is mainly just paper. And if you're older learners, can have a ruler, a protractor, and paper. That should do it. Now, if you print it out, the activity is in the announcements above, and I will also pin it on the Facebook page. And after the live is finished, I will put it in the description as well. And that is the link to this activity, so you can download it from the Aiming High website. Now we now have the Aiming High is made by AIMSEC, and AIMSEC is an organization that provides high quality professional development courses for teachers in Africa. Now these are very special teachers because they dedicate their lives to teaching in disadvantaged and rural areas. It's some of the hardest places to teach because they don't have resources. And so that's why we always want everything we do to be possible to do just on paper, just with the very, very basic resources. So what are we doing tomorrow? And by the way, a lot of those teachers are now coming on these lives, so we're really, really excited to be able to provide a resource for them, an additional resource. It isn't just looking at bits of paper, we've got the video to go with it. And we're creating videos on the Maths Toys YouTube channel. and that the links to all of that will come at the end. So Cape Town cable car, that's the inspiration for all the sessions. But I'm just going to start with what we're going to do tomorrow. So at 9 o'clock, that's 9 o'clock London time, we do a session basically starting at about 7 and up. So older primaries and then secondary or elementary, older elementary and high school. What we've got starting with, here we go, not here, where is it? What is it with me? And I have everything ready, and then I managed to put a piece of paper aside. Then I managed to lose the piece of paper. I deliberately put it aside so that I've got it ready to share with you, and I put it somewhere safe. Have you ever do you ever do that? I do that a lot, unfortunately. I put something somewhere safe and then I never find it again. So I'm just going to have a look on here instead. Look on the, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Right, for the young children, because this is actually all about measuring and trigonometry for the older learners. But what we want to do is start preparing everyone so that when trigonometry appears, it isn't this, what's going on here? So if you prepare everyone at a younger age, a little bit at a time, when it comes to doing trigonometry, it all makes sense. So for the really young learners, we're going to make a meter stick. So that'll be at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So that's 10 London time. It'll be an hour later than everybody else. So we will make another meter stick. It's a stick that's a meter long, and we'll do that as part of the session. So you want either lots of A4 paper, or if you can get a hold of some larger paper. I'll be using newspaper tomorrow to make a meter stick. And then we're going to use that meter stick to just go bonkers, measuring everyone and everything. So who's tall, is everyone, how many meters tall is everyone, and then comparative measures, that sort of thing. We've done this before, and we're going to do it again, because you can't really do it too many times. Young learners have to repeat things, and if you haven't seen it before, that's a perfect time to come so everyone has their own meter stick. You don't have to go out and buy a commercial one. I'm going to make one. I can have the young learner help you make one. And we're going to do drawings and lots of art, and that's what we're going to do for the younger learners. Upper primary, so that's about 7 and up, we're going to use that same meter stick. So actually we will address making the meter stick in the morning. I was just realizing maybe should we do it now? Should we make the meter stick now? And then you've already got it ready in the morning. One moment, no time like the present. Newspaper. The right kind of sticky tape. What have I done with it? Have I hidden it? Oh, it's hidden. I've hidden it in here. And then we also need some string. The string is in here. So if you haven't got, obviously you didn't have any prior warning of this, which is fine, but that's why we're doing this session, so you can play it again later or in the morning, and you'll know what you'll need ready to do this activity. So this bag is full of small paper sticks, which we use for a lot of our activities. They've got bits of string in them. And for the meter stick, we also want to use the string, but we're going to use a lot more of it because we're going to make it a whole meter long now. Right, let me just move this over here. We've got this area here to work on. And I just got to see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to bring this over to here, move the camera down there so you can see what I'm doing. See my lovely creative mess here. And right, so this is how to make the meter stick. we're going to do, we're going to need this, although I say we're going to need this, but I'm going to show you. I've got my meter string available. Now that I've prepared it, I hang it up and I've got it ready to use whenever I need to. So what we do is I've got some old newspaper, and you want to use it doubled up. You don't want to use single strips. Single strips aren't quite long enough. 1, 2. So double up the paper. And let's see if having 2 sheets of paper is going to be enough. There we go. Let's measure it. Now I have taken my piece of string. I just use a meter length of string that I've measured previously. So just cut yourself a piece of string that's 1 meter long. And this is actually definitely a 2-person activity, by the way. So that's about 1 meter long now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it first, that way. Doesn't have to be terribly neat, as long as it's nice, it's straight. And then fold it back in thirds, further up in thirds. That's a nice activity for anybody to do, really, to get that skill that you learn. We used to learn it a lot more when we used to write letters. We used to have to fold the letter in thirds to get it into an envelope. Not so much needed these days, but it's a nice activity just to just get that bit where you're folding it in thirds. I've lost my meter now. Before I put the meter in, I'm going to need to do this anyway. I'm going to leave about that much, about 30 centimeters sticking out at either end. So then we've got the meter and another 30 centimeters. So my scissors are over here. Okay, so I'm just taking that and I'm going to stick it in. See that top flat is sticking towards me. I'm going to stick this in under here at the back, and then make both ends about even, about the same amount. You can't see what's happening on this end, but you can see what's happening here, and I'm matching the amount of excess string on both ends. Now, I've got to make sure I've got a meter again. So where's my meter string? Here it is. I'm going to see if I've got a meter, because I know I moved it. So I'm going to move it back and then tape. Bit more, bit more, bit more. So it's a nice meter length, and then tape that down. I'm going to tape this bit here and this bit down here, because before I finish, I'm now going to open this back up again. And now tape this bit here just so make sure it doesn't move again. I'm using painter's tape. I never remember what it's called. And now I'm going to tape this other string. Basically it's 1.60 meters string. I'm going to tape this in place, because if you don't actually secure this string in place, if you ever join this meter stick to anything else, this string can just basically be pulled out, and then you've got a stick, which is a nice stick, it's a useful stick, but you can't then join it to anything. And it's nice to have a stick that you don't have to do the string, but I always put in the string, because that way I can join it together. If I make more than 1 meter stick, I can make a string of meter sticks, I can make a meter cube, I can make a meter, measure the perimeter of the room by attaching multiple. Now I'm rolling this up. And if you notice, I put all the untidy ends on the inside. So now I'm rolling it up. Now this is actually much more easily done with multiple people, at least 2 people to roll this up. I'm not rolling it up very tightly. It's only me doing it, and it really is not that easy to do with just one person. So now if you use the painter's tape, then you can actually paint it, you can draw on it. There's other things you can do. There's lots of other activity you can do with a meter stick. This is a very, very simple meter stick. You can make it much thicker than this, much wider, much more robust than this, using more paper. You can use 3 bits of paper, one there, one in the middle, and one on the outside. You can make it much more robust than this. But this one does the job. The job that we've got for it tomorrow is basically to measure people. I'm going to move slightly away so that you can see it. It's going to be, it's a meter in length. I've measured my meter. I'm a meter from my shoulder to the end of my thumb. There we have a meter stick. You can tape it up much more than I have. And as I say, it's not very robust, but it does the job. So we're going to be able to have a go with your meter stick. So the next activity, so we'll be using this for early years, and basically all the primary activities will be using a meter stick tomorrow. Now, what else have we got? Since I put the paper somewhere safe, I'll read it on the, no, that's not the one I want. Close that down. There we go. Right, so we're going to make scale drawings. So we're going to use the stick to measure meters, and we can measure the stick to measure people, and then estimate. So you can start with a meter up to there, and then get the person to put their hand there. Whoopsie, I'm stepping on the string. And then you can see where, can you see me? I can't see what I'm looking at there. And then you can see where it ends, and then all you need is a measuring tape to measure this much. So it'll be 1 meter and however much. That's me. If you've got some, you might have people, first of all, estimate how tall do you think you are. Get them to estimate it. That's a really, really, really valuable exercise. First, get them to decide. They will get the learning so much more deeply if they first have a go, first have a guess. It doesn't matter what the answer is. The learnings go so much deeper if they have a go first. And then there's that moment, and having a stab at it is so valuable. I'm wrapping the tape round this way. I found that with this tape, just putting it across, it wasn't holding it. So I'm also wrapping it round. I'll just show you the last one. Coming undone. So I'm wrapping it round this way as well. The other one held it in place, and now I'm making it more secure. There we go. And so that's the activity. And then what we're going to be making scale drawings of the people, and also scale drawings of your where you live. So the rooms, and using the meter stick, so you can just make it approximately meter length, or you can talk about fractions, or you can a meter and a half or a meter and a quarter, or depending where you are, if they're working with centimeters, then perfect. Then you can make it however many meters and however many centimeters, and literally draw. We're going to draw rooms. We're going to make a scale model of this room here tomorrow. And then just very quickly, I'm going to just do it roughly just to help you get started. Now we get to Cape Town. Now we get to one of my favorite mountains in the whole wide world, Table Mountain in Cape Town. So there's a problem to solve here. Let me just see the screen, make sure you can see it. You see that picture. Now we're talking lower secondary. Now, this is would require trigonometry, but we're not going to use trigonometry at this point. We are going to simply draw the triangle, because what we need to do is we want to find how high the cable are, basically how high Table Mountain is at that point. We want this height here. And if we've got more information, we know how many meters above sea level the lower station is for the cable car, and we know how long that angle is. We know what this angle is, and what we want you to do is to make a scale drawing. So if you're using your protractor, make that 1.2, make it 12 centimeters maybe, and then you literally, by knowing that angle and that length, this is a 90-degree angle, by knowing that you can literally measure the length of H to give you an approximate height as a scale model. So scaling is so important in so many ways, and if you've got that right, you can make it 12 centimeters, you can make it 120 centimeters if you want to go grand and do a drawing of it. Maybe you could use a tape. You could do a 120 centimeter long bit of tape and then draw a right angle triangle at the right angle. That's got to be 40 degrees. Then you can do it that way as well, and then just measure how long that length is, and that will give you the height. And then you can see how high it is above sea level and different things. So that's what we're going to be doing in upper secondary. Let me just get this one on here. And then, so we'll do some scale drawing again of the people in the house and the outdoor and indoor, just of your home, of the area that you live in. And then we're going to do some scale drawings of, there's a football pitch there, we've got a tennis court there, and we've got what you might need something to draw circles with if you've got a compass, and if you don't, let's just show you how to draw. Like, this is all preparation for tomorrow. I'm just going to show you an idea for drawing a circle. If you don't have, see where it is, it's in one of these packets. Or not, maybe I'll put it somewhere else, nice and safe. Me and my nice and safe things. I'm sure I have a packet here. Oh, I know where I put it. I must have put it in here. Right, you know what? I'm just going to get another one. So I have a paperclip, good old paperclip. And all you have to do is, let me just make sure I can see what I'm doing here. All you have to do is get your paperclip and open it out, just like so, boing, open it out. And then you need two, preferably one of them's pair of scissors. I mean, a pair of scissors. Honestly, me and my brain, gotta love my brain. My brain serves me very, very well. It comes up with all kinds of interesting names for things. So you can use a compass, of course. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is we're using, I'm going to use a nice pointy bit there for the center of the circle. Ideally use a sharp pencil, and then let me just move it around so you can see. I'm holding the center really tightly. You can move around and can make a circle just like that. So if you don't have a compass, bit of paper, 2 pencils, you can use pens if you need to, and a paperclip. There you go. So put that in there. That's probably where all the others are, right in that container. Right, so that's how we can do circles, and we're going to make scale models. You can do as much or as little as you want to, but scale models of a cricket pitch, is it? A football pitch and a tennis, I don't know what they're called, court, soccer pitch and tennis court and a cricket field. There you go. Thank you very much, Tony. And then finally, well, not finally, there's two more things. Make sure I've covered everything on here first. And so, yeah, scale models of those will have all the details, so you can make the scale models. So you'll need a ruler for sure, and you'll need a protractor to make sure you've got your angles correct. And you've got the thing to make the circle, and if you haven't got a compass. And then if you have a set square, that would be helpful too. If you don't, that's okay. You know what? If you don't have a set square, you've got the corner. Let me see, make sure you can see what I'm pointing at. You've got the right angles on your pieces of paper. There's right angles all over the place. Right angles on a ruler. So you've got right angles all over the place. What matters more than anything, you do need to be able to measure. You do need, that is important. The ruler part, and if you haven't got one, hopefully you'll have one, even if it's in a sewing kit or something, using to measure clothes, or hopefully you've got a ruler if you're in school, hopefully you've got one. Right, so the next thing is years 9 and 10. So years 9 and 10, again, we're going to be drawing scale diagrams, like accurate scale diagrams, and then we're going to work out some distances, that sort of thing. So bring your brains will be super helpful. And then years 11, and then also using trigonometry, actually using trigonometry to work out the cable. In years 12, we would actually discourage you from showing the, the diagram of the cable car, this one here. We'd actually discourage you from showing this to the upper secondary, the high schoolers, the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, depending where they are with their learning. But they've got trigonometry. In theory, you might show them that picture and then just ask the question. They should be able to work it out. And if not, then show them the picture, and it'll help them get to grips with it. And so those are the activities that we're going to be doing tomorrow. Hopefully you've got some setup, so you'll be ready to go tomorrow, and there'll be lots of people that haven't even seen this video. So either way, I'll be making it easy, and the idea being I've told you what we're going to do. That's, I'm telling effectively the grown-ups and any older learners that are going to help younger learners with it. Tomorrow we're actually going to do it, so I will be talking to the learners themselves, as it were. So if you're there to support them, great, and if you're not, hopefully they'll be able to, I'll be giving them enough guidance to be able to do it on their own, but they will need the paper, the measuring instruments, and making a meter stick. If you can get a meter stick made beforehand, that would be amazing. And if you can't, I think we probably will make another one, but I'll be doing it quite quickly. So but the great thing of this is you can pause it, or you can watch it the first time around and then watch it again, replay it, and get more information. So that's fantastic. So what we would ask you to do, please, is if you're finding this useful, people have been sharing the group. I know they have, because we've been getting people coming in droves. We had a couple of people from Trinidad and Tobago. I think we really want to start getting a map together where you can actually see where all the people in the world are coming together. And this is a great resource for disadvantaged communities as well, because every resource that we do, whilst you, if you have posh resources, then you can use them. But if you don't, our objective is like the meter stick, that you can create resources yourselves from effectively scrap material, as much as, obviously you have to get tape and string, but as much as possible, I'm sure you can find ways. I know you have to be creative and we're doing our best to give you ideas on how to be creative. So please do share the group. So I'm going to show you all the bits here. I've got them written out the primitive way. That way works for me. I'm an electronic engineer, by the way, but you wouldn't know because I like the old-fashioned way. So all of these now, very soon now, actually starting next week, we've got some up. We're going to be starting to every live that we do will already have a video on the Maths Toys channel. Then we've got the Bubbly Maths channel. So these are quite more, not formal, more structured videos that are pre-recorded. Then the live, all the lives we do are going on the Bubbly Maths YouTube channel, which is isn't got such a nice name yet, so I'm not putting it up there, but it's in the links. The AIMSEC page on facebook.com is a great resource for just moments, just little moments of if you want some inspiration, going there. If I don't know if my friend Umar is on. If he still is, that's a good resource for you, Umar, if you're still on. Let me just see if anybody's still, who else is still on. You can see what I'm writing there, so that's all right. Let's see if we've got any comments. And I'll continue in just a moment if we've got any comments. And I'm not seeing any comments at this point. Okay, we've had Henrik Robinson. Hi, Monica. Hi, Layla. Sarah and Jan Baranowski from Poland, Robert Kane. And okay, so Umar didn't come on tonight, so I'll tell him separately, but that is a good resource. If you look, especially if we're starting to hear about children that really don't want to do maths. I mean, I've already known about a few, but we're getting more. Going and doing the activities here on the Facebook, and also there's on the Aiming High website. So hopefully they can engage because we're doing these lives. Hopefully they might just enjoy, to get them to see if they can come on when we do them. So that's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll be actually talking to the learners. I'm going to suggest that to the person who said that their learner doesn't want to do maths. And then we've got the Aiming High resource. Now, Aiming High is a website that's created by AIMSEC. AIMSEC, what they do, and then the activity tonight is the cable car. The resource link is in the announcements above and and I'll also put it in the comments below. So you can just click on that and then you'll have all of this. You can print this out and have it ready for the activity. Or if you're doing this on the replay, then simply get the activity, just print it out and go ahead and do it and find the replay from tomorrow. Again, this will all be on the YouTube channel as well. Now, I was just telling you about AIMSEC. AIMSEC create all these activities, and the reason why they created them initially was because they provide high quality professional development for teachers that dedicate their lives to teaching in disadvantaged communities and rural areas in Africa. And we have a lot of these teachers on this group now, so especially during this time, it's hopefully giving them some extra support at a time that is even more difficult than usual. And so we will actually be starting to do fundraisers for AIMSEC. If you are someone who likes the idea of supporting an NGO in Africa, what we raise money for usually is bursaries, so the teachers can go on the courses. Please get in touch, because we don't have anyone on the team who's good at getting like crowdfunding. We don't have anyone who's good at crowdfunding. So if you like the sound of this, please do join us, come and talk to us, because we need someone on the team, volunteer. I'm doing this as a volunteer with the crowdfunding. So I think that's everything in there. Let me just make sure there's no other comments. I haven't ignored someone. Tommy Templeton, hello. Heather Saad, Heather, have you seen what we're doing tonight? Look, Heather, hold on, got to get the right picture here now, haven't I? Look, cable car. We're working out the height of Table Mountain at the point where, oh, can you see that? Can you see? I don't know if you can see. It's a very, very small picture, but it's basically the height of Table Mountain, of where the cable car climbs up it. And Barbara, hello, and thank you for joining us. And let me just see if anybody came on the group separately, and make sure if there's anybody on Facebook page. Nope, that's brilliant, sorted. Thank you very much. So see you 9 o'clock in the morning. That's 9 London time. That's 10 Cape Town in South Africa and Western Europe. And then everyone else, please check it out on Google. Dateandtime.com, I think it's called. Timeanddate.com will help you. And that's 9 a.m. we're talking to 7 to 18-year-olds, and we're guiding the activities, and then you go off and do them on your own, and then you can always replay. And then at 10 o'clock London time, that's 11 Cape Town and Western Europe, and that is the early years learners. So we'll be doing the meter stick, and they'll be measuring lots and lots of things. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing another session like this on the activity that we'll be doing on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do tell everybody about the Making Maths Fun for Kids All Ages group, so that we can help as many people as possible around the world. We've got people from quite a few countries now. It's becoming really exciting, and people sharing ideas. So the more the merrier. I'm now going to end the live once I can find out where to go. I've been promised a producer so that I don't have to do all the technology. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. And stop live stream.